We got some baseball for you tonight. The Washington Nationals will be in the Big Apple to take on the inferior New York team, the New York Mets. Sorry.
It's close.
Sorry, Mets fans.
You're splitting hairs there about which of those teams is actually better.
The Mets are the Nationals, you mean?
Yeah.
I meant the inferior New York team.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry,
New York, the Mets are obviously, and we're not just saying that because News Channel 12's Ariel Epstein, who's also a Yankee fan, is here. But welcome back. Finally.
Thanks.
Where have you been?
Well, you guys were leaving me out for a little bit.
We were not. We were leaving everybody out.
Yeah,
We were taking vacation.
We literally were gone for nearly 2 weeks.
And let's be honest.
Minimum 2
honest.
weeks.
We were probably on vacation the week before the vacation started.
Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah, mentally, of course.
mentally, yes, without
I
question.
was away.
Mentally.
I was away too. I was in New York for a week.
I was in New York. I went to Yankee
Oh,
Stadium.
yeah? Did you like it?
Yankee Stadium is
Wait,
terrible.
This is beautiful.
Sorry.
This is beautiful.
It
I'm
is.
glad you guys are here.
Oh,
Together,
I'm so glad.
together, because I've already mentioned you're a Yankee fan. If people that have been listening this week, Sam, since going to Fenway, has had a religious, spiritual moment.
Oh God, are
Yeah.
you a
since
Red
going
Sox
into Fenway,
fan?
and
Sox.
he has hung up the Cubs fandom.
Yep.
And has decided to embrace.
So you
the
like
Boston
Fenway
Red
better
Sox.
than Wrigley?
I have never
He's
been to
never
Wrigley.
been, and I
I've
told him he
never
should
been to
wait.
Wrigley.
And I told him
Yeah.
he should wait.
You should.
To make the decision.
Just Wrigleyville's so awesome. But
That's
so
what it-
Fenway has a cool outside area
Oh,
too.
it's
It really
unbelievable.
is.
They block off all the streets right around the stadium, Lansdowne Street. I ate at the Bleacher Bar, which is in center field, under the bleachers, like right on the warning track. I'm
Have
getting
you ever
goosebumps
been
right
to
now
the
thinking
old
about-
Yankee Stadium?
I have not.
Okay,
Yeah.
so see that.
I also heard that sucked.
No.
But now that was from an Orioles fan. But
True. Yes.
It wasn't beautiful, but the baseball experience there was amazing.
Right.
right. And the
That was
history,
what was
right?
great.
The
of
feeling,
course,
right?
the history, but the place shook when you cheered. It was just awesome. You felt like the place was going to fall down.
And that was the
It
problem
probably
with
was
me.
going to fall down.
Right. That was my problem with Yankee Stadium now, is because
Yeah,
there's
it's
like
bad.
20,000 plus more people there than there is at Fenway, and Yankee Stadium was silent.
Yeah.
It's quiet. What? How? Why?
Because it's built out. It's not built up. It's built out, and that's the problem. I don't love it either.
Right.
I mean, for someone who wants to go on a business meeting there and take someone out on a business venture out to Yankee Stadium, it's excellent. There's so many options, fine food. You could have an 8-course meal out there. If you sit in Legends.
the stadium, because right there in the
Yeah.
surrounding area of the Bronx,
Well,
there's
no, you
nothing.
don't want to.
Yeah, there's nothing.
They have a really good salad place, though, up the street. That's where I used to go when I
A
interned
salad
there.
place. That sounds
It
right
was
up my
excellent.
alley.
Big salad, man.
I did go to the Yankee Tavern,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I heard was like the must-see
Yes, that's
for
where I've
Yankee
been.
goers.
Yeah,
That place
that's
was packed.
yeah.
And I was in there wearing
That
a sock
and
shirt, so that was a good idea.
Oh, no.
Did you get heckled?
A little bit, yeah. I mostly got heckled because my driver's license is still my license from when I turned 18. And it says under 21 on it, and now I'm 25. And so,
Nice.
as the bouncer at the door is sitting there like,
I wore.
Bud, you've got a North Carolina license that says under 21.
Yeah, no,
And I was
that's.
like, come on,
nah.
man, look at me.
Yeah, that's New York for you. No, I wore a Yankees shirt to Fenway Park because that was my. When I was 14, that was my goal in life was to wear a Yankee shirt to. And they weren't even playing the Yankees. It was, I think they were playing the Blue Jays. So and then when I got there, I saw a guy wearing, and if you know me, makes me throw up, a Red Sox hat with a Steelers jersey. It was the absolute worst thing I ever saw, and I wanted to vomit.
So wait. This is interesting. Getting into the psyche of Ariel Epstein. You can't stand when people cross team. Like if you
But if you know me, those were when I was 14,
those are the two teams you hated the most.
the worst.
Okay. But I didn't know if you just hated like let's just pick two random teams. Like let's say I've got a Miami Dolphins jersey and an NC State hat.
Different. They're two levels. Talk professional teams.
Okay. So if I say Miami Dolphins jersey, Atlanta Braves hat,
Yeah, it's weird.
is it weird?
I think it's kind of weird. It's kind of confusing.
Because that's
No.
Kyle Gaskins, is it not? Kyle,
Yeah,
if
no,
Kyle
that's not
Gaskins
confusing.
walked in here and he had Ryan Tannehill jersey with an Atlanta Braves cap,
No,
I
what
wouldn't think
about
twice
what
about
about Miami Dolphins jersey with Milwaukee Brewers hat? Weird. Why would you be a Brewers and a Miami Dolphins fan?
Yeah, well, no, see,
I'd
but
be
for
okay.
her, what she's talking about, the situation where it's the Yankees shirt and the
Well, it was the Red Sox
Red
hat
Sox
and
hat.
the Steelers
And the
jersey.
Steelers, which she's a Ravens.
She's a Ravens fan
Right,
as
right,
well as
right.
a Yankees
No,
fan.
It's true.
I get that. I get that.
So
But
it's
I
like
would
for
never-
you would be bothered if you saw somebody. You're a Phillies fan, so if you saw somebody
And a Mets.
wearing a Mets hat and
Yeah.
a Patriots jersey,
Yeah, I
you would hate
kick
that
person.
Yeah,
Would kick
right.
them.
That's my point.
Yes. Okay. All right. I just wanted to clear up all of that.
I did see M&T Bank Stadium too because I was at
That's a good
I was at Camden.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that you can
walk.
like I'm sure there's home run balls that hit M&T Bank Stadium from Camden Yards.
No, that's I've always wanted to do a Ravens Orioles game day because they have them. It's chaos, but they have them.
They share parking.
Yeah,
The
it's
parking lots are
unbelievable.
between them. They share parking.
I would have loved to do that one day.
Wow. It seems like a madhouse.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Pickles? Pickles Pub right there outside of Camden.
No,
It's like the Orioles
I've
and
heard.
Ravens
I've
hotspot.
heard though. Yeah.
Best fried pickles I've ever had in
Now,
my life.
Camden,
I don't
you
like
said,
pickles.
though, as much as you loved Fenway, Camden was a show stealing, and I agree. I've
Yes.
been there. That area where the stadium is, and walking the boardwalk, and I mean, I think you're right. It's sad that there's the
Camden's
baseball
just
team isn't that great.
beautiful.
But
It's just beautiful.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with anything of entertainment or the quality of baseball you might be watching. It's just a beautiful stadium.
yes,
But that's how Wrigley is too.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful and old, and that's why Wrigley's awesome. Fenway's just so much smaller than you'd ever. Did you think it was going to be as small as it was?
Yeah, it's funny because like the way you're talking about how Yankee Stadium is built out,
Mm-hmm.
Fenway is kind of built out in the sense of there's no second level of bleachers necessarily, but when it goes up, there's the roof. You know, the old steel beams that stretch way out, just construction that you don't see anymore. And I guess it funnels all the noise back into the stadium. It's small. It's like 35,000
Do you
people. at
know
most.
that? I know, we went on a tour of it, and in Fenway, the seats used to be so narrow that before they hit the 100-year mark, because once it hits 100 years, it's a monument, so you have to go through the state to make any kind of changes to the stadium. So right before that, they had to take all the seats out and make them wider because they were too small for like the average American now.
They're still
They're
pretty
still small.
My rear end still barely fit into those seats.
So they were smaller like 20 years ago.
that's great. So we were talking, Ariel and I, about she's disappointed in the home run derby, which will be Monday night right here on 252 ESPN Radio.
You should still listen in.
You should absolutely listen in or
You're
tune in on TV.
disappointed?
Do they
Yeah.
bring Chris Berman back for that?
They did last year.
Now
They should.
she says something that first off, I don't know. I think she's got an American League bias here because I mean, there's Bryce Harper and Reese Hoskins. I'm all over this thing.
Yes.
So, but I think she brings up a point that you and I've talked about, and we talk about every year. It's not the big names. It's not the big home run hitters. When you look at the leaderboards, now Bryce Harper's in it.
Well, it was last year. I mean, last year, it was Judge and Stanton.
Well, that
were in
was
it.
only because Judge was young and up and coming. So obviously get your name out there. And Stanton only participated because it was in Miami. That was, I mean, the
Right.
same reason that
So
Yes.
Harper's
Bryce is
in.
the same reason
the
why
same
Harper's
reason
doing it,
Harper.
right. And that just worked out last year because those ended up being the home run leaders.
Right.
But you and I were talking before that. Let's talk about the other 6 guys or whoever that were in it last year. It was a who's who of baseball players. And as I said, there's Baez is in it, Schwarber. Now, man, as I said, I have a
Gene
National League
Segura.
bias.
Gene Segura's filthy. Freddie Freeman. I mean, all those
Freddie
Braves
Freeman,
fans are
yes,
going to be
but
out.
see, she's not feeling it like you're feeling it. I feel like as a National League
you-
guy, I'm okay with this.
I really like this lineup. I mean, the only guy I don't really know anything about is Max Muncy.
That's
I
what
mean,
we said.
Yeah, like,
Who is Max
Who is Max
Muncy?
Muncy?
I have
still
no
don't
idea.
know.
That sounds
This
like
is-
a great name for a movie. Who is Max Muncy?
My problem with it is the fact that, well, there's conflicting interest because obviously you can't force these guys to participate if they don't want to, because this drop off has been a real thing of people that have participated, done well, and then had a horrible second half, and it takes them until September to really come back out of it. I get it. But at the same time, for the amount of money they're making, the big talk about the fact that they want to improve the interest in the sport. The best way to get a little 10-year-old kid to watch Major League Baseball is the home run derby.
Right.
And I think what it should be is the top 6 home run leaders in baseball should be in it. You take 3 from the American, 3 from the National League, and then 1 wild card for each league, whether that's the fans voting someone else in, whether that's the league voting someone else in.
Host city.
It should be that way because I know a lot of it has drawn comparison to the NBA dunk contest and how you never see the big names doing the dunk contest anymore either. But baseball has been struggling, so they say, with viewership, and this is the way to get people in.
So if we were going the way you're saying, so it would be top 6, you said?
Do we have those?
Top 8. So right now, if we took that, it sounds like a pretty decent field.
Okay.
JD Martinez for Boston, who's crushing it this season. Jose Ramirez for Cleveland. Francisco Lindor. So you've got 2 Indians in there. Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Jesus Aguilar is number 6 right now. He's in the tournament in the Derby. And then Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado, Bryce Harper, Stanton, Mookie Betts gets you to 12. Well, so it's 8, right?
It's 8.
It's 8. Okay, so our cutoff would be Manny Machado. Manny Machado would be the quote-unquote worst home run hitter in this home run derby.
It would be awesome.
It would be awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Max Muncy is 13th this season.
13th.
21 homers.
20, yeah. I think it's great. I don't know how...
It still ends up being interesting. Every year, I always go into it looking like, okay, there's 2, 3 guys, and it always ends up making itself interesting. So I'll still watch. But when I initially looked at that, I was like, where's JD Martinez? Where's Aaron Judge? And not because I'm a Yankees fan, because I loved that Stanton was in it last year, and he was still a Marlin.
Yeah.
It's just when you see these big guys, like when David Ortiz was in it, Manny Ramirez, those were fun guys to watch because you just didn't, this thing could have gone on forever.
Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz, she's talking my language. I mean,
No.
as a diehard lifelong Red Sox fan, those are my people.
Yes, I mean, I've rant every year about the slam dunk contest. Growing up, seeing Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins, guys who were actually superstars in the league in that, as opposed to JaVale McGee's, was so much better with the star power. And I hope that's good. The other thing is that the All-Star game, and I know I've told you, Sam, about this, is I wish they'd treat this like a regular game. I'm glad they got rid of the home field advantage thing. But I'd like to see, I don't want to see pitchers changed every inning. I want to see someone have a regular start. I want to see guys try to win. I don't want to see a guy get pulled because he has the one at bat and let's get the other center fielder in. I would like to see, because when I was younger, there was a chance where if you were on an all-star roster, doesn't mean you'd actually see playing time in the all-star game because they wanted to win. Now, money's kind of changed that because back then...
babying them, injury. Yes. I mean, back then if you got hurt, it was like, well, that was just your fault.
Yes,
now,
and you got hurt at the all-star game. So, hey, it's kind of an honor. But now it's like, well, we don't want to hurt anybody, and it doesn't matter. As I said back then, those guys, because there was some $30,000 bonus extra money for the winner, they wanted that $30,000 extra. Where now it's like, well, there's already an all-star bonus probably in your contract. There, et cetera, et cetera.
And $30,000 to them isn't even that big a deal anymore.
No, sadly enough.
Must be nice. See, I get what you're saying, and I think we're thinking along the same exact lines here as far as you want them to treat this like a regular game, and I do. If that means I'm going to end up like I think you're saying it from the approach of, okay, you have your starting pitcher, he goes out and he rolls for 5 or 6. You bring in a couple of relievers, you throw out a closer. Yeah. What's so great about the NBA All-Star Game or the NHL All-Star Game or anybody who does the Pro Bowl, throw that in there. It's a showcase, and what we really like to see in a showcase for any sport is offensive firepower. You're not getting that in the MLB All-Star Game when you're throwing up 6 or 7 pitchers. Everybody's got a 2.5 ERA.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see scrubs. Like I told you, throw the pitching coach out there and have him throw soft toss to these guys. And I mean,
a pitching machine.
If it ends 27-25, I'm happy, and I guarantee you, I sat down and watched all 3.5 hours of that game.
The All-Star game always seems to end up being this 1-0, 2-1 kind of game, and you're right. It's because first innings picks by Max Scherzer, and then they're going to throw Clayton Kershaw, and then they're going to throw Aaron Nola at you.
It would be one thing to, like you're saying, if you had a starter go out.
I threw that in there.
I know you did.
If you had a starter go out and throw that way for 7 innings, that's the purpose of the All-Star game, though.
Yes.
But when they're switching off innings, it's just like, come on.
Aaron Nola did make the All-Star team, though.
I know, because he's good.
Are you sad about Trey Turner? That he didn't make it?
We tried.
We tried. We pushed for like 18 minutes yesterday.
18 minutes of the show we dedicated to please vote for Trey Turner. I mean,
it didn't work.
We did.
And the Angels didn't help either.
But that's because, who did get it?
I forget.
Did the Dodgers guy get it?
I think that's how Segura got in.
Yeah, that is how Segura got in.
It was Segura. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's an All-Star game reserve. He's going to go sit in right field for an inning.
Right.
For an inning.
Do you think they'll bring back? Remember, was it last year that they talked to Bryce Harper during the game?
They are 100% going to bring that back, and I need to see more of that during the regular season.
Yeah, because we haven't seen a lot of that since that.
It was Segura. Oh, that was also Jesus Aguilar.
Okay.
He was also the other one.
Oh, wow. So.
Yeah.
Well, it is Tuesday. It'll be right here as well on 252 ESPN Radio.
How about the celebrity softball game?
That's exciting.
I heard Kurchin's participating this year. I don't know if that's true.
I love Tim Kurchin.
Yeah. Shout out
Many kinds. Yes. Who else?
It's actually not good.
Oh,
I was looking it up last night.
No Billy Crystal.
No Billy
Aaron
Crystal.
Nola?
It's like an actor from Remember When or This Is Us, whatever that show is called.
I don't watch that
like
show.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'll see
I
if I
like
can
to
find the
invest an
roster
hour a week to try to emotionally destroy myself.
Actually, this might be better than I thought.
Okay.
The Washington Wizards' very own John Wall.
Oh, John Wall's going to be
will be in this game.
So does that mean I can show highlights?
Jamie Foxx.
Josh Norman.
Nice.
Is going to be in this game.
We have to mic up Josh Norman.
Please.
Ashley Green. She's one of the Twilight vampires. Is she? According to this article.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I didn't know that. Or maybe I did. Bill Nye.
My
Bill
goodness.
Nye, the science guy, is going to be out there. So they should definitely mic him up. And you know what? Actually,
he should do some sort of science experiment with the baseball.
Say about the trajectory of the ball and swinging the bat.
Right. He needs to take that clown John Brinkus' job, and Bill Nye needs to do sports science.
Oh,
that'd be hilarious.
Get John Brinkus out of here.
Brought him in. I think they brought him in one time.
Really?
I think so. I vaguely remember.
It's probably his hero.
Mike the Miz Mizanin, the WWE guy.
Oh, the Miz. Yeah, the Miz. My brother.
Are you a wrestling person?
No, my brother is, and I just am forced to give him presents of action figures of wrestlers.
Do you ever do that with him?
No, he might do
You
it.
can see me. And surprise, Jenny Finch is in it.
Jenny.
Again,
it's
she's
the
always
only
in
thing Jenny
Ripley.
Finch ever does. Ever since she quit playing softball, Jenny Finch doesn't do anything except go to the celebrity softball game.
Yeah, she's always in it.
I'm sure it pays well. Or
I doubt
it. Don't knock her. That's her gig, man. Jenny Finch. Do you think she secretly, because the Sunday night girl, do you think she would be better on
Jessica
Sunday Night
Mendoza?
Baseball? Yeah, I love her, by the way.
But Mendoza's going to be playing too.
Oh,
Mendoza's also
She
playing.
played last year.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably split them up.
Jenny Finch seems like Fox, though. I mean, I don't know why Fox.
If
they're going to bring, they should bring Jenny Finch in the booth, right?
Yeah, is Jenny Finch a hotter commodity than Jesse Mendoza?
I think she might be.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know
not
how
currently,
much,
but I think if you've got one name or the other.
Does she dedicate to knowing baseball?
That's a good question.
I mean, how much time is there really to dedicate to knowing Major League Softball?
No, there's still things. There's still
Just
things.
being honest here.
There's still. I mean, if you can talk about. I mean, pitching's obviously different from baseball to softball. There's not too much else, but it's still wooden bats. It's just how much does she really dedicate to really knowing it? Because that's how you have to gain the players' trust, and like Jessica has.
the highlight of the All-Star Celebrity Softball game, DJ Diesel, a.k.a. Shaquille O'Neal, is going to be DJing and MC in the Celebrity Softball game.
Okay, wow. This is actually
You're
not
sold
a bad
now,
one.
right? Yeah.
that's not bad.
I'm more excited about that than any other event that's going on in D.C. in the next 2 days there. All right, well, we need to take a break.
Let's do it.
When we come back, we may talk some more baseball, or we may slide in a quick football fix.